In 1892, a family by the name of the Schulte family started a plumbing business in Joplin. In 1906, my great-grandfather, Harry R. Satterlee, came down from Kansas City and went to work for the Schulte family as a pipe fitter. Eventually, he gained the trust of the Schulte family, and they sold the business to him in 1936. While we are proud of the history and services we can provide, absolutely none of it would be possible if it weren't for the hard work and dedication of our employees.
This is a celebration of the work that we have all contributed to build this company over 100 years. If you're sitting in this audience, you are a member of our family, and we appreciate everything you've done. This company is nothing without the people sitting here watching this video. Your work and your commitment to quality and craftsmanship is everything. So thank you, enjoy the video, and enjoy the party.
I was pretty excited when we first found out that we were going to do a years of service celebration for the guys. One thing that's pretty awesome about this company is the amount of men that have worked here, not only 5 years, but 10 years plus, and have made a career out of it. That's one thing I like about this place. It is a career-driven place. I know each of these men on a personal level, so I spent time, had help with Barrett and Spencer to form some questions that would get a response from each individual man, and it'd be different. It wouldn't just be a single worded answer. You've worked here 20 plus years. What's one thing that you enjoyed most about it?
I started in Valentine's Day of '75 and retired in 2010, but after the tornado, I come back. They pretty well kept me. They're my life. I mean, they made my life.
It's part of who Larry Hembry is.
Right. I was working for Steve when Spencer was born, so I can remember that. And Spencer was born on my birthday, so I will remember that.
That's so awesome.
My dad worked here for over 30-some years.
Yeah, 37.
So, you know, I grew up with the name Satterlee, so I knew I was going to come here and work after high school.
I'd say the challenges, I mean, it's not just a normal plumbing company. We do so much more than just plumbing. So it's an interesting job. You're learning something every day on this job.
Oh, I suppose over the years, going so many places and meeting so many people and providing a service that they want and need, it's probably the best.
I got to say that people, I've been involved with here at the shop and with customers, a lot of good friends, a lot of good people. And yeah, plumbers are a whole different breed.
Welding. I like welding, and that's why I keep coming.
They were concerned that we were not good enough welders to accomplish that project. And we had a guy from New York who turned out to be a great, nice guy, but he basically told me that our company was a small, podunk, redneck company. And I'm gonna give one of our older guys credit. Randy Redden did a weld. And I said, Randy, weld me up a 4-inch 90 onto a piece of pipe. And I took that 4-inch 90 in a bag. And when this George from New York started in on the quality of our work, I grabbed that 4-inch 90 out of the bag and put it in the middle of the table of a conference room full of 25 people and said, if my competitor can make a weld like this, then hire him. And it was a mic drop moment, and we got the job.
Do you have a favorite job or project that you'll always remember?
Yeah, but it's not here no more. St. John's.
I'll always remember St. John's.
St. John's Tower. I was very new, didn't know a lot of terminology. Butch Hembry really took me under his wing, taught me all the nuts and bolts as I was stumbling through project management. So I'll never forget how he took his time and was patient with me. Even though I was supposed to be his project manager, I was more like a dumb kid he was nursing along.
It's sort of like my whole life left when St. John's left, because I knew every nook and cranny of it. And after the tornado, they come and got me to show everybody around where the mechanical rooms and stuff was, because they didn't let any of the employees go back into the building. So that was probably my favorite job, probably.
We did a lot of work in that boiler room and equipment room and chillers, and that's probably the best place I worked.
I believe Via Christi was probably one of my favorite projects.
Just because it was so challenging and so long and...
No, because it had a full kitchen in it. Yes, the time frame and the men we was working with.
I've never seen a chiller come down a basement shaft before, vertically. That's something different. They were doing a project up here at Tamco, and we demoed out the old one in pieces, but the new one, I guess, couldn't be taken apart, so they used the crane and dropped it down vertically. And then we come along it to the wall to kind of lay it flat and get it turned with the crane.
Undoubtedly, I'd have to say it was the first Carl Junction project we did. So I got to actually take that one, design it, see it all the way through, and the project came out successful. So that'll probably always be my baby, because it was the first one that I really got to design from the ground up. A close second, though, would have to be the second Carl Junction project, where we replaced 33 rooftop units in just over an hour with a helicopter. And that was just the entire company functioning flawlessly, from Jack measuring up every curb adapter, no flaws there, Rodney building them, to all the men in the field. We had dozens of men, helicopter flying back and forth, and I say 33 units, but that's 99 trips with the helicopter to the roof and back by the time you remove the old unit, put the curb adapter on, and then replace the unit. Went off without a hitch, not one problem, so that one will always stick in my mind too.
What's the strangest service call that you've encountered?
The weirdest thing was, I think, when I was in Las Vegas. Of course, there's many different types of customers that you work for in Las Vegas, because there's strippers and what have you. So I'm working on this leaking lavatory sink, and she had to get to work, and she jumped in the shower right in front of me. I'm laying on my back underneath this lavy sink, and I'm like this, and she's butt naked.
Replaced a sewer line at Kitchen Pass. Somebody else was doing the digging for us, and they hit the main. So I had to get the shoring, climb down in there, and section the main live. The ditch starts filling up. So I'm standing on top of a 10-inch main, trying to get the ferncoes and get it all put back together and what have you. And Barrett's standing above the ditch. He starts climbing down in to help, and he had dress shoes on.
One of the wildest ones I ever had to do was at 609 Club. When we got there, the sewer was stopped up, and we couldn't clear it. We had to drill a hole through Frisco Building and get the city's permission to tie onto the sewer in the Frisco Building, but they wouldn't let us shut the building down while we done the sewer underneath. And so the whole time they're using it, their basement is filling up. It's almost like a septic tank. And so we had to wear hip waders and wait around redoing, and we'd wait and listen and make sure nobody was flushing any toilets, and hook the toilets up underneath and get it all hooked back up. The bad thing was, we had another guy that worked here named Steve Houghton. He stepped on a nail under the water, and it went through his boot. Luckily, he didn't have any problems from that.
I had a gal change clothes 3 times. Yeah. She come out, she come out, had changed her clothes 3 times and asked me if I needed anything. I was in her bathroom upstairs on my back, working underneath the pedestal lav. The last time she came in, she had on a pair of them short shorts there and had to get something out of the linen closet. They had to step over me. Then I was scared to death. And I thought, oh my God, what, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's probably been the wildest thing that I was really afraid of, yeah.
Have you ever been bitten by anything while taking a service call?
Dogs.
I've been bitten by dogs, and it's always the little yappy ones.
And this dog, one of them like little chihuahua, like mouthy, you know. And
I was in an attic and got bit by a brown recluse. Within 6 hours, gained elephantitis. They cut a huge section of my leg out, you know, but those are the hazards of our occupation.
What's some advice that you would give to a first-year apprentice?
Be an electrician.
Those are some lazy dudes, man. Being an electrician. They got it easy.
Always show up with a pencil and tape measure and be willing to work.
Well, as I can quote my buddy Mr. Huddleston, said, don't come to town if you don't want to have a good time. So I would tell him to look to every day as a challenge.
Hang in there. I mean, you think sometimes that things aren't going right, but it usually works out.
You want to learn the trade. Don't just be a laborer.
First day at work, I show up, I park, I walk in the shop, I see all these guys, Bill Barr, Dick Elliott, Paul Howard. I mean, these are the guys, the best in town. I got my hair down my shoulder, my hat's turned around backwards, I got holes in my jeans. Larry Matthews, he tells me, do my time there and everything, and tells me who to go over there and everything. And that night when I came in, when I left the counter, he said, "Ed, Steve, would you please move your truck?" I had parked in Steve Satterlee's spot out there in front of the shop. Yeah, how that happened, I don't know, but it was pure luck, I guess. So you move your truck, you get a haircut, turn your hat around right, and get you some jeans without holes in them. Brush your teeth, comb your hair, have a tape measure, a pencil. Never show up without a pencil, no pens. And a pencil, and that's what you gotta have. You should have a level too. That always helps. But if you can't show up with a pencil, boys, you ain't gonna cut it around here, Tape measure, I ain't got tape. What do you mean you ain't got tape? We eventually made a list of what you had to have.
Will you ever get tired of explaining the correct way to clean sludge lines at Jasper Products?
We have a lot of fun with that. It's great camaraderie. We go back and forth. We learn from each other, and I learn from him. And I know without a doubt that he hasn't learned anything from me because he knows everything.
I've realized over the years that we all have a different way to do it. My way is not wrong and his way is not wrong. It's just not my way. And I always try and encourage someone to be consistent in what they do, however it is that they do it. So, to answer your question, no, I'll never get tired of it.
What level of Candy Crush are you actually on?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me this question. And I blame Todd Czar for this. We were on a trip to South Korea in 2013. Had a great time while we were there. And everybody on the buses on our tours was playing Candy Crush. It's like, what level are you on? I guess the short answer is 29, 30, somewhere around there.
That's awesome. No, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. What's the max camp party size when elk hunting?
I'd say two. So you can say.
How long has Taylor been your work wife?
I'd say we're going on about an 8-year run now. We had like a 1-year breakup. So I'd say
I was going to ask you, have you ever broken up?
Just once.
So he's been a good work wife.
Oh yeah, he's been pretty faithful. I can trust him.
We've been together for, I'd say 10 or 11 years, but that's kind of like every other marriage. I mean, we have our ups and downs, but through thick and thin, but yeah.
He's a good wife.
He's a good wife. Our wives aren't going to see that, are they?
No.
Okay.
It's an office joke kind of between me and you that we call Spencer Flip. What's the record amount of times in a day that you've seen Spencer change his mind?
Flip, I don't recall ever hearing that. That's horrible that you would call him that. I'm deeply
I know,
offended.
I am a jerk.
Oh, I think of so many things to say. On the funny side, the record is endless. Like
I know.
How many minutes are in a day? Remind me, that's how many times? No. It's entertaining to watch everybody's unique personality traits. That is one of his most obvious personality traits that goes around here, is mind-changing.
How do you feel about being known as the company's BIM Kingpin?
Well, I'd like to have a chance to prove it. I can make it work better than I had the last time. I'd like to be the leader, blazing the trail, I guess, of getting it done.
Have you ever had the Super Bowl flu?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ask Barrett about that one.
When you pass away, is your headstone going to be made out of carbon or stainless?
Granite, I hope.
Carbon. People say you don't talk a lot. Is that true?
That is true. I'm quiet.
Is it true that during break you used to smoke cigarettes above the ceiling on open vent stacks?
Oh, come on now. You're going to get me in a whole bunch of trouble now.
I'm just kidding. You know
It's true.
Heimer told me to ask you that.
Heimer did.
What is one thing that you enjoy most about working here?
The shop's been real supportive on all the jobs we did. We get good support from everybody here. So that's about the best thing.
Everybody, is really good at working together as a team. There's no doubt at any point if a guy on the job site needs help or needs a hand or needs information, there's always somebody there that is willing to apply or help get through any kind of problem, any point in a job site.
Coming and seeing everybody that I've worked with for a long time, and it's just a good atmosphere. It's a good time.
Tell people what to do.
It's been a really good ride, been here a long time. There's such a great rapport around here. I really like working with the people.
The personnel and the friends that I've made here, it's probably my favorite thing about the company. Oh, and the money's good too. That way.
I really wanted to say something about watching Barrett and Spencer take what Steve taught them. And, it's incredible to work for a company that's been in business for this long.
Yep.
And then you have Steve, who took as much direction as he could from his father before he passed on, and then really had to be a pioneer. And then he took what he learned, taught Barrett and Spencer, and then just kind of let them out, and whatever they accomplished, they accomplished. Multi-generational family, and it's, I don't know, it's cool.
It's very satisfying.
We're very proud and very humble because, we had an opportunity and Steve took advantage of it. I just like driving by and seeing how big it is, and how much it's grown.
What do you think your dad and grandfather, the Harrys, would say?
They'd be very proud.
I agree.
Very proud.
You had some remarks that you would like to read?
I'm both proud and humble. When I think back to my father and grandfather, I realize that honesty, integrity, hard work, and family were the seeds of their success. When I think of my sons, I'm so proud to see them continue to grow the business through the same principles of honesty, integrity, and family. In the past 100+ years, all of us have felt great loyalty to our employees and our customers. Having it done right is our motto and will be for the next 100 years.
Says it all.
I think it's great.
It's kind of strange because I don't really even realize, I don't even think about anything that I accomplished. It's more about what they accomplished because we just have some of the best people in the area.
I believe that it's a testament that teamwork, hard work, and determination can accomplish anything. Everything they see here is a result of their hard work, and we just want to thank them.